quickly, let's go to the European qualifiers. It was dramatic. It was really, really dramatic. Should we start with Ronaldo and Portugal? Yes, yes. Cristiano Ronaldo got sent off, and Portugal lost 2 goals to nil to Ireland, and their qualification is they will still qualify
They
really.
are going to beat Armenia.
But it was really embarrassing
Sunday.
for the team really.
Yeah, you know, I think what Cristiano Ronaldo did was childish. You can argue that it shouldn't have been a red card because it was just soft touch or
It was
whatever
dangerous
you
play.
want to say.
It was
But
violent conduct. Yeah.
This is it. For a footballer who has captained more than 300 to 400 games.
Yeah.
For a footballer who has had over 1,200 appearances, you ought to be smart enough to know that you will get provoked. You are Cristiano Ronaldo, for crying out loud. You are probably one of the most, in fact, you are the most dangerous striker of all time.
Yeah.
And even at now, you are still one of the top 10 finishers in the world.
In the world, of course.
Ronaldo might not have the strength, you know, and the flair to do what he did 10, 15 years ago, even 5 years ago, but put the boy on his head or on his feet.
Yeah, it's like
So
of course.
in fact, you are supposed to be experienced. You know, you are 40. In 3 months' time, you'll be 41. You understand? If you started having kids early, some of your children would even be in that pitch with you.
Of course.
So, and you are looked up to by millions of people. So I was surprised, and you know, I was angry at what you did yesterday. And to be honest, I think it cost Portugal the game because even at 2-0,
with 11 men on the pitch, there was a chance.
There was a chance for them getting back to the game and, you know, picking up something. But like I said, I think they are still going to qualify because they just need even a 1-0 win against Armenia, and it's at home. So I don't think.
Okay, so Hungary has a slim chance here. They need to pray for Armenia to not lose to Portugal, while they will need to beat Ireland, of course, to grab that ticket. But for me, I think that Ronaldo allowed the fans get to him. He's too experienced to fall for that. He had this back and forth with the fans even before the referee made that decision. He lost his head. It happens to footballers every time. So we hope, and this may cost him 2 games in the World Cup when they qualify, because his violent conduct, if he gets a 3-game ban, it may affect him in the World Cup and miss the first 2 games. It may, which is not a good thing at all for the Portuguese national team and for him really, because this World Cup next year is going to be his final, his last dance. So really, it was really disappointing from Cristiano Ronaldo.
And you know, when you said something just now, it was like what you said, you know, it struck a nerve. You said the Hungarian national team have a slim chance of qualifying if the Portuguese national team lose and they win. And I just remembered Nigeria. That's the situation we are in. If this loses, okay, and then we'll be like, okay, if policemen arrest 4 footballers in South Africa, and you know, and the president of Nigeria decides to give them $10 million each, you know, and there was no traffic in the Lagos Island Bridge, and then we now factor in all of these things to our calculator and say, okay, now we now have a chance of qualifying. So that kind of, you know, was very personal to me.
Okay, so big one also, Erling Haaland led Norway. Fantastic performance. Norway have been really good in these qualifiers. They've all but qualified. It's confirmed that they are going to be in the World Cup. England also, they're having a mad run. Thomas Tuchel looks like he's doing a magic with that team.
Can we say football is coming home? Because we've been saying that for years now.
It's coming home,
We've been saying that for years now. So they've had you know, this is it. I was watching Steven Gerrard and on Rio Ferdinand's podcast a few weeks ago, and he said that one of his biggest regrets was that as good as they were not able to click and play together
as a team.
As a team. That's why they won nothing. And it was a golden generation for the English midfield. They had David Beckham, or okay, let's just take Beckham out of it. They had Frank Lampard, one of the best goal-scoring midfielders of all time. And he was a box-to-box midfielder. They had Steven Gerrard, who could, it was like amongst the 300 Spartans who could face the hordes of Persia alone. They had Paul Scholes.
Michael Carrick was also there.
You understand? So if you are even counting, you've not even counted Michael Carrick, who was also one of the best midfielders of his generation. You understand? We tend to like forget that The English national team had Michael Carrick. You understand the point? Paul Scholes was such a brilliant midfielder, but they did not have a way to harmonize that team
and get them to play together.
They did not have a way to harmonize that team, and that was a serious problem that the English national team had, and that is what they tended to solve in the last 5-6 years. You understand? In the last 2 World Cups, they've performed. The last 2 Euros, they've also performed. Yeah. So I'm just hoping to see if this would be the time that football would finally come home. And if it does, you know, of course, I want Nigeria to be at the World Cup. I'll be supporting Nigeria, but you know, as football fans, we just do not have one team. You can have up to like 5, 6
of course,
teams.
Yes.
Yeah, they will be one of the teams I'm rooting for because you know, because of Harry Maguire mainly. Yeah, because of Harry Maguire mainly. You know, I think the way he's handled the abuse is
that's if he makes it to the World Cup.
Yes,
really.
Yes, if he, you know, he's definitely going to be a part of the team in the World Cup.
Okay. Because of that, Thomas Tuchel has been able to harness that, get the team to play together.
Gareth Southgate did a
Everybody
good job
is not playing at the same time, so he's able to know when to bring this player in. Fantastic goals from Bukayo Saka and Eberechi Eze off Arsenal. I just had to chip that in case some people are not comfortable. But of course, it was but it was the Arsenal and Nigerian boys here, because they both have Nigerian heritage, whether you like it or not, who saw England through in that game.
Yeah, because if you ask me, I think England currently has the best midfielder in the world, Jude Bellingham.
Yeah.
And why would I say this? Jude Bellingham can do everything. He can pass, he can dribble, he can play box to box, he can score, he can tackle. He's tireless. So when you have such a player in your team, it's as if you already have a super weapon. You understand? So you can't take the quality away from that guy. So I'm rooting for them, but it's very hard because Lionel Messi wants to have the last dance. Cristiano Ronaldo wants to have his last dance. You know, even the Spanish national team, they are a very dangerous team right now.
Very
One of
dangerous
the best
team,
teams in the world. There's a way they have a very good defense. You understand? And then you also have the Italian national team that are a proper cup team. And then you also have the German national team that wants to, you know,
the German machine, as usual.
The German machine. They are also they're a proper cup team. You also have the Dutch team. You understand? And don't forget, we also have the Super Eagles. Don't forget that we also have the Super Eagles.
And of course, don't forget also that Norway will be coming. They look like we may see them as the underdogs, but they have some really quality players in that team. Haaland, the captain, Martin Odegaard, and others who play in really big club sides. So it's going to be a very interesting World Cup. I think England is one of the favorites for this World Cup, considering the quality of players they have in that team across the pitch. So basically, let's do this now. Which game would you pick as your game of these qualifiers for the week, really?
Nigeria.
Let's also count one, okay. And of course, so it means that Osimhen will be ours. No, for me, Benjamin Frederick is my man of the match, really.
Bahubali.
Of course, cannot be one, but Benjamin Frederick, fantastic performance from him. But I think everybody would want to go for Victor Osimhen.
Because the way they shot Aubameyang
completely shut him out of the game.
They shut him out of the game. You know? I just felt, wow, what's happening?
The future is bright for the Super Eagles.
Understand?
In defense.
25-20. That means we have at least 5 years of
together
good play.
Yes. Together. All right. So thank you for being a part of this conversation today. Really, we're hoping that on Sunday we're able to do what we expect to do against DR Congo. But finally, let's talk about the man of the moment for some people. But if you're a Barcelona fan, look away right now. Kylian Mbappe seems to be on his way to getting to Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo's goal tally if they are not careful. You know,
he got his 400 career goal yesterday, and Haaland is around 351 thereabouts, if I have my figures correct. And I think Harry Kane is around 480. So what this means is that definitely Harry Kane is going to get to 500 goals this season.
Definitely.
Barring any injury. And it also means that Haaland will be very close to 400 by the time this season ends. Now, the only person that I'm I'm not too sure of his Hurricane because he's already 32.
Yeah.
Let's say he has 3 more years at the top level before he goes to Saudi Arabia because
to start part.
you understand, to start part. You get the
course,
point.
yeah.
But then, like I said, this is why Cristiano Ronaldo wants to get to 1,000 goals. I've said this before because he wants to be the first to get there. The truth is that people are going to break that record. Cristiano Ronaldo, from when he started his career till when he was like 22, 23, was never really getting the goals.
The goals, yeah.
And then there was a way he tuned up when he got to 30, age 30.
Peaked, yes.
You understand? And the same happened with Messi. But then you have players like Mbappe and Haaland. Mbappe now is the youngest player to have ever gotten to 400 goals.
Yeah.
And I think Haaland would break that record because Haaland has 2 years to score 50 goals.
Yes.
Which he's going to do.
Definitely.
So Mbappe is going to work towards being the youngest to get to 500. That Haaland might break again. And I'm telling you, barring any injury, these guys are going to get to at least 800 career goals. That's the target that I have set for them. And I have set like 600 goals for Hurricane.
Yeah.
And that is why I have a problem with people who call, no disrespect to Dalima Ronaldo, but people who call him the GOAT, I tend to wonder. You don't say because I have 5 or 6 good seasons. Let's be honest. The year he won Ballon d'Or, he was mostly injured until he came back for the World Cup.
Yeah.
So now, how do you win Ballon d'Or based on the performances of just 7 games? Even if you won the World Cup, even if you won the best player of the World Cup, you know, there's so much seriousness that is attached to the Ballon d'Or awards nowadays. And I think the performances that he won the 2002 Ballon d'Or with, he wouldn't win it now.
Yeah.
And that's just one point. You can't say because I'm not sure that Lima Ronaldo had even 400 career goals.
I think he got about 300 or so.
I'm not sure Michael Owen had up to even 400 career goals.
No.
So the standard that Cristiano Ronaldo, and that's why they remain the football goats, Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. The standards that they set that, okay, I've done this season, next season I want to do better. Okay, I cannot reach the number of last season. I don't want to fall below 3 or 4 goals than that, below that number. You understand? And then they took it for more than 15 years. That's what makes you a GOAT. Not
the consistency.
The consistent. That's what makes you you can be a great player. Dalima Ronaldo is a great player. Yeah. He influenced the strikers of this generation.
Of course.
No doubt about that. Dalima was magical. You understand the point? But he's not the football GOAT because you cannot say because I have 6 or 7 seasons, I'm now better than somebody like Pele, for example, that won 3 World Cup in the space of 12 years.
Yeah.
That's how long his career was. You understand? At the top.
I think the bias for most of us who saw Ronaldo, I think it's just nostalgia, 1. 2, Ronaldo had a way of scoring goals that just added beauty.
Of course.
He scored beautiful goals, really. The Samba mentality from Brazil just added this flair to the goals. Then the fact that he was injured so much, but still scored so much is another thing that people appreciate. And finally, for me, he won the World Cup.
Yes, he did.
So for a player like Haaland or Hurricane or a Lewandowski, which is not possible anymore for Lewandowski, that World Cup triumph could be something that people look at and say, okay, but you didn't win the World Cup. Although Delema did not win the UEFA Champions League.
You know, this is how, you know, when we were talking about who is a football legend or not, we were talking about, I think it was Bruno Fernandes, and I said, football is not mathematics where you have to arrive at a specific number as the answer. So if you want to say a player is a legend, or you want to say a player is a GOAT, or a player is a great, or this player is better than this player, you don't have to base it based on one competition. Let's be honest. You don't have to base it on one competition. You have to look at a number of factors. Okay, what were his goal-to-game ratios? What was the win rate of any team he played in? You understand? What are his leadership quality? What are his fair play records? You understand? You cannot expect me now to rate a player who is racist. For example, Luis Suarez never apologized for his racist abuse towards Patrice Evra. You understand? So you cannot tell me now that I'm going to rate Luis Suarez over a player like Lewandowski or even a Hurricane, who, apart from the racial issue, I believe Hurricane is better than, because Hurricane can do a whole number of other things. You understand the point? So you're going to look at, okay, let's say you want to compare Lewandowski and Ronaldo da Lima, for example. Now, okay, you can say, okay, the World Cup performance is fine. Da Lima Ronaldo beats him. At a point in time, he was the highest goal scorer of all time in the World Cup before Miroslav Klose shattered the record. You understand the point? And I think Mbappe is going to shatter that record too, because Mbappe has at least 3 World Cups to play in. You understand? So now, then you don't have to look at, okay, their league games. Okay, they both played in the Spanish La Liga. What were their records there? Okay, what were their records elsewhere? what has Lewandowski done for the Polish national team? What has he
Yeah.
done for the in Borussia Dortmund and the Bayern Munich? And when you look at these statistics with a clear eye, I swear everything is in favor of Robert Lewandowski.
Yeah.
But when you say this for Nostalgia FC, it seems like a taboo.
I think that deciding who is the GOAT of football is something that is generational. To one generation, it's Pele and Maradona. To our generation, it's Messi and Ronaldo. By the time our kids grow up, I'm sure it probably will be Haaland or Mbappe or Yamal, in fact. So really, these things will always be a cause for debate. But at the end of the day, we are just lucky and grateful that we saw these guys play football.
No, really, they are lucky I saw them play.
All right, that's the show for today. Thank you for being a part of the show. Don't forget to please subscribe to the channel, and of course leave your likes and comments. It goes a long way to encourage us and tell us that you're enjoying the show and that we're doing a fantastic job. It was nice having you here today. And Sunday will be a really interesting one for Nigeria, 8 p.m. Nigerian time. The Super Eagles will definitely.
Before then, the Benin Insurance versus Kano Pillars.
Yes, we'll be in the stadium on Sunday, and we'll bring you